Hello, happy Tuesday. I keep wanting to say Wednesday or Thursday, and even though I literally this is take 2 of this live video because Instagram just be Instagramming, and so it's giving us all sorts of issues when we try to go live. Okay, let's see here. Today I have a super special guest. Actually, Lisa, let me know in the comments if you can hear me now. But in the meantime, and anybody who joins, let me know if you can hear us, if there's sound. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to try this again. Let's see. And I'm just gonna, okay, yes. All right, so I am gonna try to bring Lisa on. Lisa is one of my students from the last cohort of Pics to Flicks. She is also the amazing photographer who is behind these last round of brand photos that I've been using to market Pics to Flicks with. I literally cried when I received them, and I'm sure you can tell why, because they are just so beautiful, so amazing, and I knew that she had to bring that same energy to video one day. So she was one of my students, and let's get her on. You're just joining us. I am bringing on one of my students for Pics to Flicks from last cohort onto the stage, hopefully. We're going to cross our fingers here. Second time's the charm, right? Or is it 3 times? Yesterday it took 3 times to get Ashley on here. But while we're waiting for Lisa, I wanted to give a quick update that we now have 2 students enrolled in the Pics to Flicks program. I'm so excited to introduce them to you later on. Yeah, it's just, I love seeing photographers who are making the dive into video. Let's see here. Let's see if Lisa, how's it going? Let's see here. Hoping.
Aha.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. That is the magic hack. That is how we do this. So just so you guys know, we tried to do this like 5 minutes ago, and apparently when people try to join lives, the sound, you can't hear me on your end. That happened yesterday with Ashley while we were doing it. So the solution to that is apparently to both of you turn off your phones and turn them back on. And here we are. So yay. Hi, Lisa.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. This is my first live ever. So
I know you're going to do amazing because you just bring such great energy to everywhere you're at. Honestly, when I think of Lisa, I think of Lisa like dancing on the table at weekend at the Pitch Club. Like that's who I see when I think of you.
Me.
So as I was telling everybody, you're one of my students from the last cohort of Pics to Flicks. And so I would love you to give a little more information about where you're based out of, your business name, and what type of photography you do.
Lisa Whalen Photography. I am a personal branding photographer, leaning more towards editorial styling with my personal branding. And you asked me 3 questions. So I just forgot the 3rd one. Yeah.
Where you're based out of?
Oh, San Jose, California.
Yeah. Is it sunny over there?
It is. It is remarkably, finally sunny.
Fantastic.
Yes.
I know, right? I was like, do we live in Seattle or California
Crazy.
for like most of the winter? Yeah.
Seriously.
Ridiculous. I love that you pointed out that you do more editorial style brand photography, because that is like the perfect way to summarize your style. I feel like some of the photos you took of me could have been on the cover of Vogue, and that's not just because I, have such a high opinion of myself. I want to talk to you about how you got started with video. What made you look at Pics to Flicks and decide, yeah, this is the program that I need in my life right now as a photographer?
I had seen, our good friend Emily Kim
Yeah.
had transitioned to video. And and also just everything is going video now, you know. I mean, you really can't be competitive, within the content creation space today if you don't have a working knowledge of video.
Mm.
And and I mean, I have a camera that does video. I had meant for a very long period of time to simply flick that little switch and start playing with video, and I'd never done it, you know.
Yeah.
So, seeing Emily shooting video, and then Emily's who, told me all about you. And just your story was so compelling to me, your story about how you got into video, and how it really expanded, creative possibilities for you as well as business possibilities. That was what finally convinced me, okay, I've got to do this thing. So I did.
So I love that you mentioned the creativity part of it, because I do a lot of talk about the financial and business benefits of it. But one of my favorite things from you this last cohort was receiving all of your text messages and voice messages saying how much you were like kind of reinvigorated creatively by learning video. And I would love for you to talk a little bit about that.
So photographically speaking, I love light, I love shadow, I love movement. Video just allows me to take that and run with it, right? It's exponential, what I can do with these things that I love visually now that I'm playing around with video. And it's as you said, it really is reinvigorating, the way I look at my chosen medium.
Yeah. Do you feel like video at all kind of inspired your photo work while you were learning video?
I would say yes, in that I've always loved a very cinematic approach to photography, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of those things where, you watch a movie, you have your favorite, series, and part of that is always, whether you realize it or not, is the visuals,
Yeah.
And how that filming really contributes to the emotion of something.
Yeah.
So, that was always in the back of my head, and it took me a while to realize, oh, actually, I can start doing that for myself, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's all, that's what video ultimately comes down to, is that it's a bunch of moving images. So, yeah. What were some of the challenges, well, I guess you said you hadn't flicked your camera from shutter to record yet, but I guess maybe the question then is, what was the resistance behind it? What was the big scary thing, or big scary things that kind of kept you from doing it for a while?
It felt like something else I needed to learn. I'm going through, as you know, a kind of massive life transition right now. And there's been a lot going on. And so video just became, something in my mind that, God, I know I need to start doing it, but oh Lord, it's something else I need to learn, right? And I love learning, but there's been so much learning. So I think that's what was stopping me for a while. It just felt like another thing on my plate. And then just here again, reading about your story, and how you got into video made me look at video a lot differently. It made it stop seeming like just another thing that I have to do, and it made it seem like, oh no, I need to be doing this. So
I love that.
It's time.
Yeah. It wasn't, at that point, it didn't just become another obligation. It became something that you were excited about, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. So what was your favorite part of the program?
So when you showed me the perfume ad that you created.
Oh yeah.
There was something about that united all of the things for me, right? It really united, my personal branding work, with the idea of the editorial style that I want to bring into it. And it just started pulling everything together. And it truly made me see, how creative I can get, within this, particular genre.
Yeah. So for our viewers who don't know what a perfume video is, actually one of my clients coined it that, and I'm just kind of running with it at this point, there's two different types of like main brand videos. I mean, honestly, the possibilities, as you know, Lisa, are endless when it comes to video, right? But there's a brand video that is scripted and somebody is speaking to the camera about themselves and their business. And a perfume ad is kind of like, think, what was the one that I showed you guys? Louis Vuitton, I think, a spot that they did on TV with Emma Stone for one of their perfumes. And so it really is just a bunch of moving images that are weaved together to tell a story, but there's no dialogue at all.
Right.
And so I'm not surprised at all that that was one of your favorite parts.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. What was your experience like working with me and learning from me as a fellow female photographer?
Oh, you know I love working with you. You this is gonna sound really weird. You're cushiony. Like I can just kind of fall into whatever I need is that I need to do, and you cushion the blow when I don't do things quite right, or when I don't feel, very good about what I'm producing. You're so encouraging and really create a space for people to, experiment and try and fail and keep on trying. And I just really loved being in such a permissive, just really uplifting atmosphere.
Oh my gosh. I love hearing that, because that is definitely the environment that I'm trying to create, not having been in one of those environments myself before. I like that, cushiony. At first I was like, what? Are you calling me fat?
I feel like it's the right word, but I explain this.
Once it had context around it, then I loved it. Well, and something that I want to mention, like I know that I said this to you, and I know that I said this to the other students that were in the program. You all were like your own worst enemies in, like thinking like, oh gosh, I don't want to show you the video because it's not good. And I would look at it and be like, this is freaking amazing. Like, give yourself the credit that you deserve for producing this. And I definitely felt that way about the videos that you were getting. I think you were getting stuff of like with your trainer or a trainer at a gym, which was great. Like the shots you were getting were totally storytelling, and like I could see the final product before the final product existed. So
and I was all, wow, these are terrible. I didn't do this right. I didn't do that right. I'm absolutely positive this isn't the right thing. Yes.
and you did amazing. So what's one thing you'd like to tell other photographers in your network, or both of our networks, about Pics to Flicks? Like, why should they join?
Well, as I said earlier, if you want to stay competitive within, this content creation market, you really need to get good at video. You need to understand not only how to do video, but also how to create story. And that's one of the things you teach, in this class. In terms of personal branding, one of the huge values is just, the scripts that you provide us with that really help us, run a client through why it is they do what they do, so you can actually help them communicate on the level in which they should be communicating. I just felt like you really united a lot of things, for me in this class. And like say you did it in a way that just felt very encouraging. And it felt like taking a class from a friend, which was pretty amazing. So,
I mean, that is essentially what it was, but I'm glad that I have to assume that's what it felt like for the other students as well. I know I shared with you a video that I plan on posting this week of like our goodbyes on the last day, and like nobody wanted to sign off. We were like,
we didn't.
How do we keep in touch? And I was like, we have a Voxer group. We can go there. And as of yesterday, we have an Instagram group, a little chat that going on with all of us. So Lisa, thank you so much for coming on and chatting with me here today. I can't wait to see you in a few days. I'm heading up to the Bay Area.
Yes.
So I'm going to see you soon.
Yes, I'm so excited.
And in the meantime, again, thank you. And we'll talk soon.
Yes, we will.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.